Hello, my name is Paul. Welcome, and you've come to the right spot to learn how to make perfect pancakes. So pancakes are one of the dishes that I've been working on perfecting, and I've come across a lot of tips. So when you go look out at what's available on the internet, you can find a few recipes that have some of the tips that I'm going to give you, but it doesn't seem like that everybody has all of the tips to offer. If you really want to get great pancakes, something better than what you can get in a restaurant, then you really need to pay attention to quite a few things. So we're going to talk about the ingredients, how to mix up the batter, how to flip the pancakes, how to spread them on the griddle. So one of the reasons that I'm making this video is because I found out that a lot of other people don't do a great job at making pancakes. When I was helping to volunteer for a pancake breakfast, I found that a lot of the other parents there didn't know how to get pancakes to come out great. Everyone had the same batter that they were working with, and we all had the same type of griddle. Just the act of taking that same batter and putting them on the griddle and flipping them, my pancakes came out looking better than anyone else's, and people were saying, "Oh, what's your secret here? How can you get pancakes this great?" Everyone wanted to get my pancakes. So here I'm going to try to tell how you can get great pancakes. Here's the list of ingredients for making perfect pancakes, as well as the directions. Both of these will be included in the comment section below. So you can pause here if you want, but you can also just read the information later after you've watched the rest of the video. So first we need to start with the ingredients. You want to have a mix of white and whole wheat flour. That gives you a lot of good flavor inside the pancake. For your whole wheat flour, you want to get something like the King Arthur white whole wheat. It's got a lighter flavor and just it makes for light, fluffy whole wheat products. So you want to look for something like that. Don't go for the red whole wheat, that's a lot heavier. You're going to get great results if you go with the white whole wheat. So we want to do a mix of almost half and half on the whole wheat and the white flour. One of the other important things is don't use sugar to sweeten your pancakes. What you want to use is malted milk. So again, I'll highly recommend King Arthur. You can also look for Carnation. Carnation malted milk is more available, but something like the King Arthur malted milk gives a really great flavor to your pancakes. It's going to be so much better than sugar. As far as milk, sour milk, buttermilk, whatever there, I don't really care a whole lot. I don't think that any of those things make as big of a difference as what your flour is and using the malted milk in your pancakes. So to start off, you want to take your flour, put it in the bowl, add your baking powder, salt, malted milk, mix all the dry ingredients together. Next you want to take your eggs, crack them into a large measuring cup, mix them up. Add the milk to the eggs, and you want the total to be about 3 cups when you mix the eggs and the milk together. When you mix it together, it'll be fairly thick, but not super thick. It'll have a nice body to it. As you mix it, you're going to see the bubbles start to come up and form from the baking powder that's in there. You want to stir it as little as possible. You want to leave fairly large lumps in the batter. So you can look at this picture here for an example of what the lumps should look like after you're mixing the eggs and the milk in with your dry ingredients. After you have the dry ingredients mixed, you want to take your melted butter, pour the melted butter over the top, and then gently fold in the butter so that you try to keep the batter as undisturbed as possible. After that, cover your batter with a plate, on top of the bowl and just let everything sit out at room temperature for at least 15 minutes. Really, at least 15 minutes. You're not going to get awesome pancakes if you start making them right away. Ideally, you want to leave your batter to sit for an hour, maybe 2, just at room temperature. The batter has a wonderful chance to work. You're going to get all sorts of great structure to your batter, and you don't want to touch your batter after that. You want it to just sit there. Leave the lumps. Don't stir it ever again. You're going to use a measuring cup to scoop out the batter onto the griddle in the next step. So this is a great time to go make some bacon and get out your griddle, get that all set, and be ready to make your pancakes. Go do some fruit, whatever you want to do to go with the pancakes. And now it's time to make the pancakes. If you take the lid off of your batter, you'll see that it looks like it's got a lot of bubbles in it. There's some structure, and you don't want to mess with that structure. That's what's going to give you the light, fluffy pancakes that you're going for. Make sure that your griddle's heated up nice and hot, 350 degrees, and take some bacon grease. If you can either use fresh bacon grease if you have it from making bacon, or maybe some saved bacon grease from bacon that you've made before. Just keep it in the fridge till you're ready. Take it, spread it out on the griddle so that you get wonderful flavor from the bacon grease in your pancakes. If you don't have bacon grease, you can go ahead and use butter. If you have to, you could use oil, but really the butter or the bacon grease tastes so much better than using oil for your pancakes. Get 1/3 cup scoop, and that's what you'll use to scoop the pancakes onto the griddle. Next, as you scoop the pancakes onto the griddle, you want to get a nice generous scoop and then just make sure to disturb the batter in the bowl as little as possible. And as you pour out the batter onto the griddle, move the edge of the measuring cup around to gently spread out the pancakes. You don't want to stir it up too much. You just want to sort of make a nice sliding motion to spread everything around. You can watch the little section here to see how you want to ideally spread around your pancake. So you should be able to fit your pancakes onto the griddle. Then just let them cook, and you'll see some bubbles start to come up. You want to look for the pancake to get maybe just a little bit less glossy on the edge as the pancake starts to set. It's going to puff up, it's going to look wonderful, and you want to get the pancake while it is still wet on top and flip it over. As you flip the pancake, you're going for a nice little splat. There should be little bits of batter that come out on the sides. That tells you that you've got a pancake that is really going to be great. You're going to get both sides cooked wonderfully, and it's going to puff up a lot after you flip it over. The other thing you can do, look for your pancakes being done when you see the edge of that splattery part from flipping over the pancakes. As when that starts to curl a little bit from the heat on the griddle, that's a good indication that the pancakes are done. When they're done, take them off and serve them right away. Serve them ideally with some real maple syrup and some bacon that you've made so that you have some good bacon grease to cook in. Pancakes are light and fluffy and wonderful. And finally, here's a nice summary of all the tips for making perfect pancakes, things to pay attention to, and if you make sure to follow these suggestions, you're going to get wonderful pancakes, light and fluffy and just very tasty. I hope that this video has helped in your quest to make awesome pancakes. They're definitely a recipe worth perfecting, both to have like on a weekend morning or to have when you have guests over. They're just a wonderful, wonderful meal and something well worth mastering.